Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to Wellness Wednesday. It's been a little while because last week we were doing the challenge. I hope some of you engaged in it. It was fun. In any case, now we're back to our usual broadcast. So, today we are going to talk about water. Whenever I'm working with someone, inevitably we will get to this topic of Michelle, what water should I drink? Because there are so many different things out there about this water, or that water, or whatever water. Today, what I'm going to do is go down each of the main types of water that are available and what some of the pros and cons are of each of those different types of water and how I've utilized different types of water in different types of situations to bring about effects that we're looking for. Remember, water is essential for life. In fact, your body is composed majority of water. Anywhere from 60 to 75% of our body is water. The majority of the planet is water. It is critical for maintaining optimal health and well-being. However, not all water is created equal. There are various types of water available, including tap water, distilled water, carbon filtered water, reverse osmosis water, hydrogen water, well water, alkaline water, all kinds of stuff was out there. In any case, each of these different types of water has its own unique characteristics and benefits and potential drawbacks. Today, what I'm going to do is explore the pros and cons of each of these different types of water and provide references in the show notes for here. You'll see the references to different studies and science journals that support the information that I'm going to share with you today. Now, let's start with the most common water that most people are drinking, tap water. Okay. Now, tap water is, like I said, the most common water consumed in the United States. It is provided by public municipalities, public water systems, and is treated with various chemicals such as chlorine and fluoride to remove contaminants and ensure safety. Now, while tap water is, they say it's generally safe to drink, it will contain low level of contaminants, including things like lead, pesticides, and pharmaceuticals. Yes. So even though you may not be taking medications, guess what? Your neighbors are taking medications, and those medications end up in the sewer system and end up being processed and put into the drinking water. So that is something to keep in mind. Some of the pros of tap water, like I said, widely available and inexpensive because usually it comes with as part of our ordinary water bill if you're utilizing city water or municipal water or whatever it is. It also is regulated by the EPA, which supposedly ensures that it meets strict safety standards. Now, like I said, some of the cons of tap water include low level contaminants that can pose health risks over time, including things like chlorine and fluoride, which are damaging to your neurological system. And a study conducted by the EPA, or should I say by the Environmental Working Group, the EWG rather, found that tap water in the United States contained more than 300 contaminants, including lead, arsenic, and radioactive substances. So keep that in mind. Now, at the extreme of the spectrum with regards to water, we have what's called distilled water. Now, distilled water is created by boiling water and then condensing the steam back into water. This process removes impurities such as minerals, chemicals, and other contaminants. So, this is like getting pure water. There's no mineral content in distilled water. So, the pros of distilled water is that it is free of all contaminants, making it a good choice for those who are compromised immune systems and who are undergoing certain medical treatments. And this is something that I usually do with a lot of people who may have like really high levels of hypertension and things of that nature. Sometimes we'll do a fast and do what's called a water wash to really just clear out all of the excess minerals in the body and to stabilize things. But that needs to be done under supervision. That's not something that you would ordinarily do. So keep in mind, like I said, distilled water has had all of the minerals stripped from it. So it lacks the essential minerals that you need, right, for overall good health. And some studies have suggested that drinking distilled water over an extended period of time will lead to mineral deficiencies, particularly with regards to magnesium and calcium. So keep that in mind. If you're going to use distilled water, be sure not to use it for extended periods of time because it will deplete your mineral reserves. You need minerals, okay? Okay. Now, the next option with regards to water is carbon filtered water. And carbon filtered water is created by passing the water through a carbon filter that removes impurities such as chlorine, sediment, and other volatile organic compounds, VOCs. Now, the pros are that carbon filtered water is effective in removing a lot of impurities, making it a good choice for those who want cleaner tasting water. Now, the con is that carbon filters are not effective at removing all contaminants, and the filter must be replaced regularly to maintain effectiveness. Additionally, carbon filters do not remove fluoride. Remember what I told you about fluoride, which may be added to municipal water supplies because of quote unquote dental health. Now, remember what I said, fluoride is a major neurotoxin. So keep that in mind when you are consuming carbon filtered water. Now, the next option is reverse osmosis water. And reverse osmosis is a water purification process that uses a semi permeable membrane to remove the impurities in the water. The pros are that reverse osmosis is effective at removing a wide range of impurities, including minerals, chemicals, and other contaminants, including fluoride. Now, of course, the flip side or the con of reverse osmosis water is that it is so good at removing all of this stuff that it also removes beneficial minerals from the water. Therefore, it makes it less nutritious than, say, your carbon filtered or your tap water in terms of those trace minerals that are necessary for good health. Additionally, the process of reverse osmosis is energy intensive and it can be costly to maintain because you have to change out those filters and maintain the equipment. And it costs more than just an ordinary carbon filter that you can get a carbon filter from, say, Home Depot for like $50 that you can put on your countertop and filter it. So at the very least, utilize a carbon filter. Inexpensive and easily accessible. Sorry. Now, maybe I need some water, right? Well, I'm going to have my carrot juice. Mm, good stuff, right? So, the other option that I have the luxury, I am blessed to be with a well water. Now, well water is drawn, of course, from underground sources, and it is typically untreated. So my well water is not quote unquote treated, right? I don't add things to it to kill off whatever. So it may contain minerals and other impurities. Now, well water may also contain beneficial minerals, which it does because I live near a cavern fault. I live near the Florida cavern, so we have a highly rich mineral content in our well. And these minerals are very important for good health. Now, the cons of well water is that the water may not be regulated, so sometimes it can contain contaminants such as arsenic, lead, bacteria, and it can also contain the runoff if you have farmers and things of that nature that are using pesticides and things of that nature. So that is my primary concern with my well water, that I don't know what these farmers are using that may be seeping into the aqua filter where it goes into the water. But I'm told that because we have these caverns and the caverns have limestone, that it acts as a natural filter for all the crap that these farmers that may be spraying on their crops. I don't know. So I err on the fault of stuff goes wrong, right? So I personally utilize a carbon filter as well as a reverse osmosis system, as well as a hydrogen system where I am putting hydrogen into my water. And we can talk about that at a later time. Now, because I use reverse osmosis, I make sure that I add minerals back into my water and my drinks and things of that nature. So that may come as something as simple as putting a dash of sea salt into my water, or getting trace minerals, or getting electrolyte packets and things of that nature to put into my water on a consistent basis so that I can replenish the minerals that have been stripped from the water by the process of the reverse osmosis. So just keep that in mind. Now, in conclusion, the type of water that you choose to drink depends on your individual needs and your preferences. While each type of water has its own unique characteristics and benefits, it's important to consider the potential drawbacks. Remember what I said. Every single one of these different choices has a pro and has cons. So you have to decide what is best for you. It is also important to note that the quality of water can vary widely based on location. So if you're in Flint, Michigan, yeah, I don't think I'd be drinking any of that water. It's called getting bottled water, unfortunately, but then you have to deal with the plastics that are being leached into the bottle. So, oh gosh, my heart goes out for the people of Flint, because you're left with no good choices, really and truly. So it's important to test your water periodically for contaminants, and reference to studies and journals have been included in the show notes for this particular video. I hope this has been of help. If you have any other questions with regards to water and different choices, send me a note. Ring the bell for notifications of our upcoming videos. Send us some questions, comments, and let's continue the conversation. Let me know, what type of water are you drinking?